At this time, we're joined by the head coach of your Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islander men's basketball team, Coach Willis Wilson, in a pregame interview brought to you right here on Islanders social media. Coach, first off, congratulations on the weekend effort. What a strong performance against New Orleans. And you and I talked before the game. We definitely owed that team one, and we really stepped up on that night.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I think our guys played with a fearless attitude. We got behind early in that basketball game, but we really rallied, and from that point forward, it was a pretty solid performance by the Islanders. We did it on both ends of the floor, defensively, on the offensive floor, really spreading the basketball around. I think we walked away with 20 assists in that basketball game, which is really nice to see.
It was exceptional, and you got some performances from some old stalwarts. Kareem South kind of shot himself out of a little bit of a funk he had been having, and even in the beginning of that game. But shooters shoot the ball, don't they?
Yeah, and it's one of those things, you got nothing to lose, so you got to shoot with an aggressive mindset. And the one thing I can say for Kareem, he's going to continue to shoot it, and when his shot comes around, he can really get on a streak. He
did just got some help as well. Really an emergence here in conference play. Eggy Hunter, Hunt had an outstanding game coming off the bench, and it was kind of a wide open game, so it really was a great game for his style of play.
Well, and it's a dimension to our team that we really need. We need production out of our post guys, whether it's Urshot Hunt or whether it's Tony Lewis coming off the bench to give some support to Eli Schmidt, who's been doing a great job for us. But in Iggy's case, he's an athlete, and he was able to be an athlete in that game, running and jumping and getting his hands on balls and finishing a lot of plays at the rim. And, of course, he finished with a high percentage against New Orleans.
Well, I tell you one thing we have going tonight, of course, is the Nicholls Colonels coming to town. A little bit of a different look. There's a few things that they do really well. One thing in particular, what really jumps off the page to me is free throws. We got to play discipline. We can't put them on the line. They can put up a lot of points with the clock stopped and do it very efficiently.
Well, they have a couple of guys that shoot the ball particularly well from the free throw line. I wouldn't say that would be the case for their entire basketball team. But you're absolutely right. We've got to keep them off the free throw line. And the second thing that stands out on the stats page is they're shooting 30 3-pointers a night. When you're shooting 30 3-pointers a night and you're making 3 more of those on average than your opponent, that's 9 points. That's a difference maker. And so we've got to do a great job of eliminating second shot opportunities, running their 3-point shooters off the line, and then just being sound and solid with the basketball and not giving them anything easy in transition.
Without a doubt, the team has played a number of squads that like to shoot the three. That is the nature of college basketball. A lot of three-point shooting teams out there, but one of your big defensive principles is making sure to run guys off that line.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be a challenge because they have so many guys that are taking them, and they're taking an abundance of them. It's one of those situations where they may miss 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then they may hit on 3, 4, 5 in a row. So we can't get too high, can't get too low. We've got to keep it in the middle, and we've got to continue to play our game.
Is there anything in particular that you may have done for your team, any type of wrinkle or anything, considering the matchup tonight?
Well, no, we're going to be who we are this time of year. Yeah, there's some little subtle things that we add into the mix, but as a general rule, we've got to play inside out. We've got to put pressure on the rim on the offensive side, play inside out, and be ready to knock down our open shots. From a defensive standpoint, we've got to protect that rim. That's the most important thing in the basketball game, is keeping them from getting all the easy baskets.
I've noticed that there are maybe 1, maybe 2 players that play over 30 minutes a game. It's important for your team to utilize 8, 9, 10 players deep and to be successful the rest of the way, considering some of the injuries we've sustained. That's going to be vital.
It really is, and one of the things we pride ourselves in, our guys play so hard, and when you're playing that hard, just physically from an anatomical standpoint, you're going to hit a wall. When you hit that wall, you need a little bit of time to recover. The second thing it does is it keeps those guys on the bench ready to go in and give maximum effort.
I've heard you say it before. Give everything you have, empty the tank, because there's a guy behind you that's getting ready to empty his tank, and then the cycle continues.
Nobody's better at 80% than they are at 100%, bottom line.
Bottom line. Willis Wilson once again joining us here at the American Bank Center. The Nicholls Colonels coming your way tonight. This Wednesday evening here at the American Bank Center. Southland Conference basketball continues. Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
Stay with us, more to come. Join us tonight. Be sure to be here. American Bank Center. Catch us on the Islanders Digital Network, powered by AP Texas, or on KDF 47.